Good morning and welcome to today's online lesson for English. Today is Tuesday, the 9th of June, and remember that this week we are learning about the sound, the breathing sound. Say it after me. Now we are back on the carpet and we're going to take a look at those flashcards that we looked at yesterday and we sounded out carefully, and we are going to look at what these words mean today as well. So as you will see in the paperwork, there are pictures to help you understand each word. Our first word is our colourful one. Has. Now this word is an interesting word. We say it a lot when we speak. Mrs. Capel has a pink jacket. Mrs. Capel has brown hair. So basically what it means is that it is something that you have or that belongs to you. So for example, in the picture, you see that the boy has balloons. He has something in his hands. So our first word is has. Say it for me. Good. Now our next word is an interesting word. Hag. Now a hag is another name for a witch. So we've seen witches in movies, maybe in TV shows, maybe in picture books. A hag is another word for a witch. Up next, ham. Now, I'm sure you've heard of this word before. Ham is something that you can eat on your sandwich. So it is a type of meat that is sliced very thin, and it is something that you can eat on your sandwich. It is normally a light pink color. Ham. Next word. This word is something we have also probably seen in lots of books. Maybe we've read a story about it. Hen. Now, I'm sure we all know that a hen is a girl or a female chicken that lays lots of eggs. Hen. Two more. Now, this word we will also be familiar with. Hat. And we know that a hat is something that we wear on our head. Now we can have hats that have wide brims like this one that a lady would wear, or we can have hats that are more like peak caps that we can wear. It is something that you wear on your head. Last word for today. Remember that smiley sound. Hem. Now a hem is a line that you will see on your clothing. See that little line, that dotted line at the bottom? That is where they have sewed your dress. Mrs. Capel has hems on her clothes, little lines that have been sewn. If you look at what you are wearing now, you will see you have little hems on your clothing as well. Now remember that word has the E in the middle. Hem. Good job. Now what you need to go and do is go and look at the paperwork and go and read those words over and over again. Ask your parent to read out to you what they mean and have a discussion with your parent about what they mean. Where have you seen a witch before? What does a witch ride on? Does a witch normally have a cat? Do I like ham sandwiches? Have a discussion with your parent or the adult with you now about these words. Okay, now you can pause the video. And after you've had that discussion with the parent or adult with you about the words that we have just learned, we are going to now go over them one more time. Remember that the adult reads the meaning below. You are just going to sound out the word with me and say it clearly. Are you ready? Repeat after me. Has. Hag. That's right, keep it up. Keep repeating after me. Ham. Hen. Hen. At. Hat. Hem. Hem. Okay, once more, spend about 15 minutes revising these words before moving on. Read out each word carefully and make sure you know what it means. What sounds do you hear? Now, this is an oral and written activity that we have been doing for the past 6 weeks. So, if you need a video to help you to refer back to how to do the activity, please look at last week Tuesday's video on YouTube if you need extra assistance. But it's quite simple. It goes like this. The adult asks the child, "What sounds do you hear in the word big?" And the child answers by sounding out the word or spelling it out. B-E-G. Then the child writes down the word on a piece of paper, almost like you are practicing for a spelling test. Okay, now you need to do the same thing with the following words. Good luck. Welcome back. Now what we are going to do is look at the words we are learning this week and find the words that are hiding inside. Now when a word is hiding inside, it just means that there is a big word. But if you look very closely, a special treat, there's another word hiding inside. So if I look at my big colorful word that we use very often, has. Look closely at it. Can you see that there's another little word hiding inside? What is it? That's right. The little word that is hiding inside it is as. If I were to take away the h, you would just see as. So inside of has is as. Let's look at this word. Hat. Look closely. What is hiding? That's right. Inside hat is hiding the little word at. Very good. This one's a little bit more tricky. Can you see a small word hiding inside? What about if you took away the n sound? I know that word. It's the laughing boy. He. So even though we can't hear he in hen, there is still that little word hiding. Next one. Ham. Can you find the little word? Take away the h. What are you left with? The little word hiding inside is am. Last one. Him. What's the little word hiding? Well done. Again, it's our boy word, he. Can you find the small words that are hiding inside these words? Take a look and remember that in your pack, these words are repeated so that you can underline the little words hiding inside. All right, now it's time for an oral activity, which means it's only speaking. You don't need to write down anything. The parent or the adult is going to read out the word to the child, and the child must think of a sentence that makes sense with the word in it and repeat it back to the adult. Now you can use any words you want. It doesn't have to be words we have learned how to read and write. For example, the adult says, can. And the child says, I know, I can do a handstand for 1 minute by saying the sentence in their own words. The child has to know what the word means. It helps reinforce that the child understands the words that we are learning. Your turn. Use the 3 words written below in blue to make your own sentence and say it to your parent or adult now. Let's look at our reading for today. First, you are going to spend 15 minutes reading the following sentences forwards and then backwards. Read one sentence 3 times before moving on to the next. Now answer the following questions. Find a word that means the same as brown. That's right, the word that means the same as brown is tan. Find a word that is the opposite of thin. Find a word that is the opposite of thin. Very good. The opposite of thin is fat. Now it is time for the daily reading homework. Please see book 1 that has been attached in the pack. Today is Tuesday, so we are looking at day 2's work. Read each sentence twice forwards and twice backwards. You must be able to read the sentences fluently, which means the more you practice, the easier and nicer the sentences will sound. So read each sentence forwards twice, then each sentence backwards twice.
Sight word stories for grade 1s.
Good morning, grade 1s. Do you remember one of our words for this week? It's the soft sound. Switch the lights off. Well, today's story starts with the same sound. Our little ah sound.
Little O has been very busy. He found lots of spare parts in the garage and he recycled them to build a robot. Now he has a new friend to play with. On Monday, they caught the train. When the train stopped, they got off and the robot asked, "Shall we play golf or tennis?" On Tuesday, they flew in a jet. When the jet landed, they got off and the robot asked, "Shall we ski or go ice skating?" On Wednesday, they rode their bikes. When they got off their bikes, the robot asked, "Shall we play baseball or basketball?" On Thursday, they sailed on a ship. When the ship docked, they got off and the robot asked, "Shall we run a race or play ice hockey?" On Friday, they rode on a horse. When they got off, the robot asked, "Shall we roller skate or have a boxing match?" On Saturday, little O slept late. The robot was very confused. Little O yawned and said, "We have had a busy week. Let's stay home."
Our little word for today is the word or. This or that.
Our little robot helps us to make this word or. Have a look at these 2 words that you've learnt this week.
Little O says the same sound in the word off. The beginning sound is the same.
Or. The little word for today is or. Say the word with me. Or.
That's all for today, grade 1s. Have a nice day.
Now it's time to look at our sight words in rows and columns. Each sight word is written with a picture or a symbol next to it. Go through all of these sight words and the pictures now. Spend about 10 to 15 minutes reading the words from left to right and then from top to bottom. Now you will answer the following questions. They are written in orange at the bottom. These questions are also included in the pack and in the D6 Communicator PDF, so you can use either. The questions are all the same. Good luck. Okay, like I said, this week we are going to be doing a revision of all of the sight words we have learned so far. So let's take a look at these words. Do you notice that they are written in rows and columns? Practice reading the words from left to right. So row 1, row 2, row 3, and then from top to bottom. Column 1, column 2, column 3. Spend about 10 to 15 minutes going over these words and trying to get the reading as quick as possible. Okay, like I said, this week we are going to be doing a revision of all of the sight words we have learned so far. So let's take a look at these words. Do you notice that they are written in rows and columns? Practice reading the words from left to right. So row 1, row 2, row 3, and then from top to bottom. Column 1, column 2, column 3. Spend about 10 to 15 minutes going over these words and trying to get the reading as quick as possible.